And her gold is not in her. She's a diamond under her. Wanna lay you down.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is Nikki here. So today I have this peachy, glowy, fresh skin makeup look for you guys. When I sat down, I was in a little bit of a funk. I didn't know what I was going to film. I just put out all my products and I ended up with this look. I think it's beautiful for the summer. It is just a fresh sort of airbrushed skin and it's just soft glam, isn't it? I absolutely love it. I'm going to be rocking it this summer and I feel like the denim really goes with the look. So if you guys want to see how I achieved this makeup look, then just keep on watching. I just wanted to quickly mention to you guys that this is a chatty makeup tutorial, so if you guys like it, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. Also subscribe to my channel and show me some love. Leave me all your comments down below because I am sure to read every single one of them. I love you guys. Mwah. So I'm going to go straight in with the NYX Honey Dew Me Up. This one's got gold flakes in, which is super cool. It's going to add an iridescence to my skin and it's got like this spatula type tool at the end. So I'm going to pop this all over my skin and then I'm just going to blend it out to add a little bit of moisture and stop my skin from feeling so dehydrated like it does. So I'm just going to blend it out using my fingers and down my neck. For an added touch of radiance and luminosity, I'm going to be using MAC's Strobe Cream and I'm going to pop this all over the skin as well because we are going for that dewy, summery skin look and I really want the skin to look absolutely airbrushed and flawless. So I'm going to pop a little bit of this into the palm of my hand and then pop it on my face and blend it down my neck as well. Then I'm going to be using MAC's Fast Response Eye Cream. You guys know that I literally use this in every single tutorial. I just pop it underneath my eyes because it helps keeps my under eyes hydrated, and I have a couple of lines underneath my eyes because I do have dehydrated skin, which you guys know. So it just helps add some moisture and it also helps with the concealer application as well. Now because I really want like a really flawless airbrush looking skin as I usually do, I'm going to go in with Benefit's Professional and that's going to help, if I can open it, it's going to help just minimize any pores. It's quite oily though, so I don't know if you guys with an oilier skin type will like it. And it's quite thick, so I only use like a little bit, like a pea-sized drop, and then I'm just going to blend that all over the skin, concentrating more on the T-zone area and then just blending out. Okay, so once our skin is completely prepped, we're going to go in with the iconic London Illuminator. I literally love this stuff. I've never seen anything like it on the market, if I'm honest. It's literally just like liquid metal on the skin. And I'm going to pop this on to the high points of the face. And then I'm just going to blend that out with a damp beauty blender. And this is going to add a lot more luminosity to the skin before we put our foundation on because we want that really nice healthy glow in a healthy glow. So we're just going to buff that out using a damp beauty blender. Now right now, like, I'm looking pretty crazy because there's a lot of highlight going on and it's a little bit crazy, but once I put my foundation on, which is also like a dewy finish, it's gonna cover that and you're just gonna see the radiation. No, you're gonna see like it radiate and be luminous just underneath the skin. So my foundation of choice is actually the NARS Sheer Glow and I am in the shade Syracuse medium / dark 1. That's the shade for me. It's an absolutely beautiful shade on my skin tone. It literally is the color of my skin and it's got a really nice sheer glow to it. It's medium to buildable coverage, I would say, or you can wear it really, really natural. But because we're going for that luminous skin, I think it's going to sit really nicely on top of this highlighter. So I'm going to pop that on to my skin and then just blend it out using a damp beauty blender all the way through, adding a little bit more coverage where is necessary. So because I find that the center part of my face is a lot brighter and then the outskirts is a lot more tan, I use a darker foundation. The one that I'm going to use is the EX1 Invisiwear Liquid Foundation in the shade F400 and I would say it's like 2 shades darker than here, but I like to put it just on the outskirts and blend it out and down using a damp beauty blender. It helps me just have more of an airbrush natural looking skin. And you guys always ask me where I get this foundation from. It is from the Topshop branch. That's where I get it from in Oxford Circus, but you can also get it off ASOS or ASOS now. So I'm literally just going to take it like around my mouth area. This is where I have a little bit of pigmentation, and then I'm also like pigmented on my forehead as well. I don't know if you guys do this as well, but as I've used products or products that I know that I'm not going to use now, I like to literally just clear up. So I put them back in the drawer. The drawers are all open for me to put everything away once I've used it. I don't know why I do that. I feel like my mind's probably just a little bit cleaner and I know that I'm moving on to the next step of makeup whilst I'm doing it. I don't know. Do you guys do that? So moving on to concealers, you guys already know that I'm going to be using the MAC Pro Longwear in NC45 and NC42. I wish they would come out with a shade in between the two because I think that would be perfect for me if they had shade extensions in their Pro Longwear concealers, because they've just literally recently brought out shade extensions in their Pro Longwear waterproof foundation. I don't know if you guys know, but they've brought out more shades in it, which is great. So they might be bringing out more shades in this. I'm going to pop this just with a damp beauty blender, mixing the two underneath my eyes. Literally love this concealer because it does not crease and I don't feel the need to powder it. That's why I don't ever powder anymore, because it just doesn't crease on me. So I'm going to pop this just with a damp beauty blender underneath my eyes and blend outwards. Now, just for good measure, I like to take it around this area just because I do have a little bit of pigmentation there, and I feel like the Pro Longwear concealer literally just disguises it completely. And I feel like when I put my concealer on, this is when my whole look just really comes together, and I feel like I'm a lot more happier when I've got the concealer on. Okay, so I started doing this without even telling you guys. I'm going to be using the Bobbi Brown Intensive Skin Serum Corrector. I use it as a highlighter. This one is in the shade Sand number 5, and I'm going to pop it just on the high point, so like underneath my eyes. What I needed to tell you guys is when I do it, I don't like to take the skin corrector right underneath my eyes, because that's when I'm going to get a lot of product there, and that's when it's going to start creasing and settling into lines, because I'm just going to pop it here and then with a beauty blender I'm going to take it up anyway, so there is no point in having excess product there. So I'm just going to pop it on all of the high points of the skin and then blend that out with a damp beauty blender. Now this would probably be the step that you would like bake or powder, but I'm going to skip that step just because I don't like powdering my skin whatsoever. So we're going to move on to brows. Now for brows, I have literally been loving this. I've loved it so much that the names come off, but I know it is the LA Gal Slim, I want to say Slim Shady, but I think it's called the Shady Slim Eyebrow Pencil, and this one is in the shade Blackest Brown. I love it because it's literally so inexpensive. I get mine from Beauty Base and it comes with a spoolie on one side and then the product, which is like a micro brow pencil, on the other. So I'm just going to start off just by brushing my brows through. I like to do this to start off with just because I do get foundation through them, so this is just going to clean them up a little bit. And then I like to take the micro pencil side, wind it up, but with all micro pencils you don't want to wind them up too high, else they just kind of snap off and break. But I'm just going to fill in my brows just where there are any gaps. I don't take that much time in my brows nowadays. I just like to fill them in where there are any gaps, and then I'll just brush it through with a spoolie. Okay, so then I'm going to go into that Bobbi Brown like eye brightener, and I'm going to take a little bit just on a detailer brush, and we're just going to pop this underneath the brows, and this is just going to help clean them up and then highlight them as well. So once I've highlighted, I'm just going to take like this sort of fluffy brush, and staying underneath, I'm just going to buff that out. Okay, so moving on to eyes, I'm going to be using a MAC's Soft Ochre Paint Pot, just again with that fluffy brush. I find that the fluffy brushes are easier because you don't want to put too much product on to the eyelid. This one's just going to help prime the eye. It's like an eye base before you put eyeshadow on, so it's going to stop any creasing and it's going to make sure that the pigment is a lot brighter and stronger. So I'm just going to pop this all over the eye and blend it up to the brow bone. Once I've done that, I like to just take a damp beauty blender and lightly tap on top of my eyelid, and this just helps kind of blend that primer in, and it just looks a lot more seamless than if you were to look at it here, because it's got a little bit of foundation on, so it just blends it in. To quickly set, I'm going to be using the LA Gal Pro Powder, and I'm just going to pop this on a fluffy brush and literally just layer it on top of the eyelid, let it set for a little bit, and then just brush away. And that's going to help just make sure that we're ready for eyeshadow and my eyelids are not too tacky and they're not going to stick to the primer. Okay, so for eyeshadow, I'm going to actually be starting off with MAC's Soft Brown. It is literally just a soft brown warm colour, and I'm going to be using this on a 224 brush, just popping that into my crease area, bringing it quite high to the brow bone because I want this to be the airbrushed colour and this to be our really soft blown out colouring because it's quite light and a warm tone. It's going to go quite nicely in the crease. I don't know if it's maybe just my style, but I like to take like my transition colour really close into here, almost like when you're contouring your nose right at the top. I like to just push that colour into here. I feel like it gives me a little bit more dimension to my eyes and then to my nose, as opposed to if I just kind of stop halfway. Okay, so because I want this to be quite a soft look, I'm just going to go in with Textured by MAC, something that is a warm tone. It doesn't have to be obviously this MAC shade, anything that's warm but it's a little bit deeper than the soft brown, just to add a little bit more dimension. And I'm going to pop that on a 224 brush and then just go into my crease, working it more down onto my lid as opposed to towards the brow bone. Okay, because I'm really going for like the peachy vibes, I'm going to be using Paradisco, which is a really nice kind of peachy colour with a gold undertone by MAC, and I'm going to pop this all over the lid. Then I'm going to be using a little bit of Makeup Geek's foiled eyeshadow in the spotlight. Beautiful kind of foiled pigment, but it's got like a peachy undertone, and I'm going to pop this just over the lid. I'm probably going to pop it just in the central part just to add a little bit of shimmer because I don't want the whole lid to be foiled, but we're going to pop that on just with a brush. I've sprayed it a little bit with Fix Plus so it really holds the pigment on it as well. I literally don't know about you guys, but I am loving these eyes. Like, I'm kind of about like soft neutral glam, and I literally love this peach trend for the summer. I think it's beautiful. I got pins and needles. I always get pins and needles. Okay, so going back into the soft brown shade on my MAC 221 brush, I'm just going to pop this on my lower lash line just to smoke it out. You guys know that I love a smoke in my lower lash line. So I'm going to take it pretty far down and just blend it out. And I am going to be taking a little bit of texture again on that 221 brush because I feel like the soft brown on its own looks quite cool. It doesn't look warm enough, so just popping a little bit of texture. They're just going to warm it up a little bit. Then I'm just going to literally perfect. Sometimes I don't get the shape correct and I feel like my eyebrow cuts off a bit too short, so I'm just going to make these eyes symmetrical. Now, using my Manuel Beauty highlighter in Stardom, this shade is bomb, guys. It's kind of a goldish tone. I think it's going to go with the look. I hope it's going to go with the look. I'm just going to pop a little bit in my inner corner, tear duct area, just to kind of brighten this area. Just using a MAC 218 brush, I believe it is, just like a pencil brush. Something quite small that's going to enable you to get right into that area and then buff it out. So sometimes I go a little bit crazy with the inner corner highlight, so I'm just going to take a really big clean brush and just really buff it out. For lining my inner waterline, I'm going to be using the Manuel Beauty Eye and Lip Pencil. This one is in the shade Glow. I literally love it because it isn't like your pure white, but it's got a satin, can you see it? It's got like a sheen to it, which is really nice. I just want my eyes to look quite dull, like I don't want to close them up with like a black or a brown. So this one's just going to open it up, well, open my eyes up without them looking really, really intense, like sometimes you do if you put white in the waterline. Okay, so this is like super subtle. I think you'd only see it if you were like really close to me. Once you're happy with the eyes, we're going to go and pop on a little bit of mascara. I'm using the Maybelline Lash Sensational Lash Multiply Mascara. You guys know that this is my fave. This one is actually a new one, so I can't wait to use it. And I'm just going to pop the mascara on my top lashes. I literally die for this mascara. So with a look like this, because it is quite like soft and pretty, you can probably get away with not wearing lashes, but because I'm feeling pretty extra, like I always am, I'm going to be using the velour lashes, and these are in, what are they in? I believe they're in Girl You Crazy. They're really nice, and they're quite separated, so they're going to be quite fluttery. I was going to go for something a little bit thicker and more dense, but I felt like it probably wouldn't go with the look. So I'm just going to pop these lashes on and I'll come back to you guys. Once the glue goes a little bit clear and tacky, you're ready to put them on. I don't know about you guys, but since I cut my claws down, I feel like I can conquer the world. Like, I can do so many things when I've got shorter nails. I think I literally forgot how much I loved these lashes. The velour lashes are like ridiculously priced. I think they're like 22 or 25 pound. I don't like spending so much on lashes, but these are absolutely beautiful. Okay, so once you've got your lashes down, I like to take my tweezers and literally just pinch them as close as I can to my lash line, just because sometimes my lashes literally like to play me. They like to come off in the center part, and I admit that I'm not the best at putting lashes on myself. I think it's a lot more difficult to put lashes on yourself than it is on other people. Okay, so once the lashes are on and down, I'm feeling like I need a little bit more peach in the lower lash line. I feel like you can't really see it. So I'm gonna go into a little bit of my MAC Paradisco again, just on my JMB brush, and this is just like an angled brush. And I'm gonna run this just lightly closer to my lower lash line. Once that's down, it's gonna be quite vibrant because we've just laid it down and it's a lighter color. So I'm gonna take my 221 brush with the excess soft brown on it, and I'm just gonna smolder it out so we've got just a little bit of that peach peeking through. Okay, so once you're happy with your eyes, I'm gonna go back into my Maybelline mascara, and I'm just gonna pop some mascara on my lower lashes, building them up so they have a little bit of thickness to them and so you can really see them. Right, so now that our eyes are done, I'm gonna be moving on to cheeks. I'm gonna start off with contour, and I'm gonna be using the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. You guys know that I love this palette, and I've got this unicorn brush. It's a perfect sort of size. It's quite a dense brush, so you're going to need to do a lot of blending, but I'm going to go into this middle colour just here, and I'm going to pop that into the hollows of our cheeks and around our temple area as well, and just pop the lines on, and then we'll blend it out. You want to make sure that you get your jawline too, just to snatch that double chin. Once you've got your product on, I'm going to be using a MAC contour brush. It's just a rounded contour brush, and it's just a clean brush, and I'm just literally going to go into the product and buff it out so it really softens my contour. Then going into literally my favourite bronzer right now, it's the Maybelline Master Bronze Colour and Highlighting Kit. Absolutely insane. It comes with a highlighter colour, which is this one, which is beautiful on its own as highlighter, and then it comes with 3 different shades of bronzer. This one is really nice. I tend to kind of just mix them all together. I'm going to be using just a Sigma large angled contour F40 brush, just mix them together and then pop that on my cheeks and take it up to my temple area as well. Now this wouldn't be a peachy makeup tutorial if I didn't use anything from the Too Faced range. This one is Papadone Peach, and it is beautiful. It literally smells divine, and it's just a peach blusher. So we're just going to pop a little bit on the apples of our cheeks, just using the same angled contour brush. Now because this blusher is like a gold peachy undertone that's quite shimmery, it literally looks beautiful when you move. It's given me a natural highlight just on the high points of the skin. I don't know if you guys can see it, it's quite peachy. So I'm just going to go back in and literally just dust a little bit on top as highlighter as well. Then I'm going to be using the Primark's Pure Glow Highlighting Palette. I haven't used it yet, so I'm excited to use it. It was £5 and it literally looks like the dupe of Anastasia. So I think I'm going to probably take this gold colour here, which is Firefly, and then I'm going to take a little bit of Glimmer as well. So I'm not going to lie guys, you get 4 shadows for £5, and I'm not even going to try and work out the math, but this highlighter is bomb. Look at it, the 2 golds mixed together. Okay, so moving on to lips, I'm going to be using the Primark lip liner. This one came in the lip kit, which was the chocolate brownie lip kit that comes with a liquid lipstick as well. I'm using a brown because I know it's going to give me some definition, but I'm going to blend it out using my finger just because I don't want it to be brown. I want peachy lips, but I just want a little bit of definition to give me more of a juicier, poutier lip. Then for lip colour, I'm going to be using Barry M's Matte Me Up, and this is in the shade On The Scene. It's It's a beautiful colour. I think I'm going to mix 2 Barry M's to get that really nice peachy tone. Barry M liquid lipsticks are absolutely insane. I believe they're $4.99. They're on offer at the moment, so I think you get buy one get one half price, and they're $4.99 each, which is absolutely insane. They've got a really good staying power as well, so I'm just going to pop this all over the lip. I like to just do a finger blend because I feel like it really lets the product sink in. Then I'm going to go in with a little bit of Dirty Peach by Kylie Cosmetics. This is the only peach that I own, so I hope that it's going to work for me with this look. But I'm going to pop it in the center and then give it a quick finger blend all the way out, and hopefully it looks quite nice. Give it more of an ombre finish. Okay, so once you're happy with the full look, I'm going to take a little bit of MAC Fix Plus and I'm just going to spray this all over the face. This just helps everything look like skin. It makes everything kind of blend together. It just completes your look. Does it necessarily fix your makeup? No, not so much, but it just makes everything look dewy and fresh. Okay guys, so I've just popped on a denim frayed choker from New Look just for the aesthetics. I'm absolutely loving this look. I think it's perfect for the summer. I think it's perfect if you're going out. It is quite a soft glam look, and that's why I think I love it. But that is it for this tutorial. I hope you guys really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys learned something new. If you are new to my channel, then make sure that you hit the subscribe button, which is down below. And until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah!
And her gold is not in her. She's a diamond.